Hi, welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is Joanne and I'm so glad you joined me today. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I hope you stick around, and if you see what you like, become a subscriber, because I would love for you to join my YouTube family. And to my subscribers, well, you are my driving force. You hold me up, and I'm so grateful for that. And speaking of that, please, I don't know why my channel struggles so well. I try to give you different content. I try not to give you the same thing over and over. I try to give you different levels of DIYs, and I'm available for any questions or comments or ideas. I love inspiring creativity. That's what Artistry Collaborative is all about. We're the home of TriLab, because all we want you to do is try, and I will help you every step of the way. So today is the third in a series of Easter DIYs. So I hope you really like it. I hope they inspire you to do your own creations, and please share them. Send me pictures. Let's get them on Instagram, and let's support one another. So let's go and create these DIYs together.
Okay, so I didn't realize that the voice wasn't on, but that was an old piece. Now you could use one of these things from the Dollar Tree. They have them smaller, but I'm just going to use this board that I had in an old DIY. And then this chocolate bunny is actually plastic. I got it at Walmart. It was 98 cents. And so we're going to split it up, and we're going to use that on the sides. So what I do is I'm using paint stair sticks, and we're going to build a fence behind it. So I'm seeing how tall these are, and I'm going to have to cut them down, and I also make the points at the top. So using my miter saw and box, I'm going to cut these down to different sizes so that it looks like a picket fence. So measuring these, they are exactly 12 inches. So I believe, let's see, what am I doing there? I think that was 9 inches. But you do it according to what you want. So I went like 9, 7, and 6, but then I had to put 2 more. So maybe 9, 8, 7, 6. And then I'm just cutting them straight. And then I cut the 2 angles for the top, which are very difficult. So again, you could use large popsicle sticks. You do not have to use the stairs. And then we're lining it up, and here we are showing that it's going to come down and then go up again.
I did an extra set, so I have 7 altogether. And you could also use, Walmart sells really huge tongue depressors, and those are a lot easier to cut, and you could cut them with your scissors. So I have this really pretty napkin, which I'm going to decoupage on here, and I don't know how far up I should go, I guess. So I'm going to just do 1 stick at a time, and then I brought the napkin over, and then I'm putting the Mod Podge down. I don't think I'm going to show you the previous film, because I tried to put it all down at once and it wasn't working. So we have to wait for this to dry. Then I'll separate it all, and I will clean it up, and then we'll attach it to this. It's pretty much dried, So I'm just cutting them apart using a single edge razor. And then I'm just taking my sanding block and I'm just going to sand the excess off. So this is what they look like. And now we're going to attach them to the back. Now again, you know, this is just scrap wood that I have, but you could use any one of these blocks that you get at the Dollar Tree. And those are really solid. So I'm starting off with the middle. And I'm going in the middle of this bar right here. So this is going to go right there. So I'm going to use my hot glue. I'm going to put some on the bottom and some in right there. And that is the middle. Now I'm just going to take my Jenga block and do the next one. And then I painted an extra, and that's going to be here. And I'm going to have it come out a little bit. So, but it is what it is. So I did paint my bunnies with the chalk paint. Now they could go here, this. I mean, I like the chocolate bunnies, but it didn't make any sense for them to be chocolate in the garden. I don't know if I want to leave this or if I want to take this off. I really would rather have them here. Or maybe I'll have one up and one down. That would work. Yeah. And it's not really a great coat because I'm going to distress this. I'm just taking some of my vintage photo in distressed ink. And the sponge has had it, but just I did take these off and I repositioned them that way, and I glued the two bunnies on. Now I do have I don't know where these came from, but they're very furry, so I cut it in half and we're going to attach that to the back of the bunny because, you know, he's got to have a cotton tail. So we're going to put that right on there. So now I want to like build up the back with some greenery. So I had this is a lavender pick from Dollar Tree, and it's just called Greenery Bouquet. And so we're going to use some of this, and I have some random blue flowers to match the blue flowers in the background. So here we go. again, this is just too high and there's not enough going on, so I'm gonna go get a birdhouse, and we're gonna put a birdhouse in this. This was the smallest I could find in my stash, and I was gonna cut off the wind chime and this, and just put the birdhouse, but I kind of like the idea of the wind chime. Now the other problem is that this slants, so if I just glue it to it goes down. So what I got to do is put a Jenga block and then glue this to that. But I was picking up purples and blues, but then I had this scrap piece of paper. I just don't know if it's enough to cover this whole thing. I did this with inks, so I'm going to attempt to cover it with this and then maybe paint this lavender. So let me see how far I get with this. Okay, so I did manage to cover that roof. I just cut out the triangles, and then I had to patch back here because there wasn't enough paper. But what I'm going to do, well, I put a Jenga block up here, I hope you can see, and we're going to hot glue this. So, oh, and I just painted this with a purple pearl. It's by Martha Stewart. And we're gonna do like so. I'm gonna build up the back so that it was had something to cling on to. And now I'm just taking some puffy paint, and I'm going to go down the seams just to clean it up a little bit. So I attached this to the fence, and I put a little birdie up there. Again, I did paper here, and I painted this with some acrylic paints. And now I'm going to take one of these butterflies from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use hot glue, but it's it's probably going to melt. We'll see. Not too bad. Alright, and there you go. Alright, on to DIY number 2. Okay, as I was attaching it, I realized I can't have it up that high because, excuse me, it would interfere with the face. So that didn't work. So I brought it down. I think I'm going to run another wire here just to reinforce it a little bit more. But next is, I got this. Remember when I was in the last DIY, I said I had these tails and I don't know where I got them from? It was from a skein of yarn like this. Yeah, I've got to cut all these off. But what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around all of the, I wonder if I can take these off without cutting this up. I don't know. So as you can see, I really wrap that really well so that it's not going anywhere. So, and then I use my yarn, and we're just gonna make a knot. I think we'll make a knot right in the middle. Double knot it, and I'll tuck that in once I get done wrapping. And then I am just going to go around, and I'm just going to take my ball and wrap. gonna do is go all the way around this, then I'll go around the ears, and we'll go around the body. So let me do that, and I'll be back. So the good news is I'm gonna have more than enough to finish this. So one skein of yarn will do it. So I went all the way around, and then I connected the middle again, and then just kept going this way. Now there is a space here, but we're going to put a bow and flowers here, so all that will be covered. So I'm going to continue. I will say I think I may want to make this smaller, only because it's just a little bit easier to wrap it around, so I may just roll this into 2 balls instead of just this great big one. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do the ears. I think I might do the ears in this fluffy one. I think that might be really fun. But okay, I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. So I forego this because it was crazy. It was driving me crazy. So all I did was wrap it around here, and again, this is all you do, as tightly as you can, and every once in a while I put a little bit of glue just to keep it in place, but it pretty much stays in place. So I'm just going to finish this off. I'm going to bring it around the back, cut it, tuck it, and then put a little glue, and then trim this. Yeah, I like it. Alright, I am going to get a little piece here and fill it in here, because you've got a gap here. So I'm going to go and put in a little bit of extra here. Again, I'll just tuck it underneath. Hot glue it so it stays. And then just fill it in. So luckily I had another form, because you want to do this before you wrap it with the yarn. But I'm just making a outline of the ears, because this is going to be want to do outside the ear, because even though it's going to be inside, you're going to do it from the back, so you need something for it to hold on to. So I am just going to cut these. I got this at Hobby Lobby last week. The felt was 50% off. I was actually going to use this to decorate some of the Dollar Tree bunnies, but I think this will be stunning as the ears. Now we're going to take the bunny ears, turn it on its back, and we're going to glue these in here, like so. I gotta trim this a little bit. So we'll put some glue. And just lay this down. If it goes over, I'm going to trim it. Oh, pretty. Yeah. So then just go back and Make sure you don't cut the yarn. Oh, I love that. Okay, now I'm going to gather some ribbons and we're going to put some bows and some flowers. So I grabbed some of this purpley lace and some pink and some teal. This is really wide, so I'm going to cut a piece. I think. Where did my scissors go? And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna glue this down. Like so. And I'm gonna put that there. And then attach it in the back. I'm going to glue in here. Turn that over. And then glue this down. Like that. Yeah. Alright. Now we're going to make a bow. So, what I'm going to do is, now you can put them all together or you can put one on top of the other. I think I want to keep it all together. Nah, maybe I don't. Let me make the bow and see what we have here. So there's this. We'll do the same thing with the purple. Again, this is the front.
is like a silky ribbon. Tie this to this one. And then these to this. All these strings. So we'll put a glob of hot glue. And we're going to stick it right there. I'm going to put a button or a little tiny egg right there to cover up the center. Now, I also have this package of feet from Dollar Tree, so this is going to go like that. And again, just using my hot glue. Put that like that. So cute. And then I want to put some flowers up here. So these were from the Dollar Tree, and these are just assorted flowers, and of course you just hot glue them on. I did get a couple of pieces of greenery. This is lamb's wool. So we did that, and then I found this in my stash. These were from last year from Hobby Lobby. They're little buttons, and so we're going to put a little one of these on here, and that is the finishing touch, and I absolutely love this. Like, it's going up on my wall. Alright, on to DIY number 3. Okay, so this form is a large one. I think it's 18 inches. It's not from the Dollar Tree, but you can use the Dollar Tree form, or you can find an 18-inch one. And so what I did is I attached the pool noodle using ties, cable ties, and they easily go through and attach. Now the reason why I did that is because it gives it something to you know, stick your flowers in. Also, I like the fact that there's a lot of people who will just use the pool noodle. They'll
attach the two ends together and make a wreath out of that. Now you could do that too, but I like the fact that this gives it a little more form. And this just seems like it needs a little bit more stability. So I'm going to go through and attach it right here. But you can, I just attach the ends. And again, you just pull it tight. It's not going anywhere. And if we have to trim these, we can. Alright, so now I have a ton of flowers, but you always want to do your greens first. So I have some of these ferns that I bought quite a while back. And all you do is just stick it in. Now, I will say, they might not go in very easy. This one did. But you could also just take a, let's use an X-Acto knife, right? Put that in there. Put that in there. Put some hot glue to keep that in there. And then I'm going to put some hot glue here. This basically is just to be to cover up the back. And you could also like slide this underneath if you wanted to. Yeah. I don't thrilled about these big ones, but I'm going to put them all the way around. And then I'll start using smaller greens. So, okay, so this is what it looks like. I used 3 picks of the ferns. And now we're going to start to put in some flowers. I just picked these peonies up. I love peonies. I love teal, so it seemed like a win-win to me. And so I cut the stems, and I actually cut them shorter than this. And then we're going to put some hot glue, and we're going to put them all around. And you want them facing every which way. You don't want them, you want to cover up your sides. Now we're going to add a lot more flowers and greenery, but now if you think you're going to reuse this for something else, I would not hot glue it. You could just stick it into the form and, you know, pull it out when you're ready. Now this one I gotta put back together. Now I also picked up some of these, not lately, but these say sunflowers and these say asters. Now I like the green. I thought the white would break it up. So I'm gonna go and cut these and put these in, and I'll be back. So I added a lot of flowers, but this is going on my front door, and so I wanted it very, very full. I left this space up here because that's where the bow is going to go, but I still want to add a little bit of, I don't know what. So I got these flock balls. I'm sure you remember from the fall they had a whole bunch of these, and so I thought that this might add some texture and Alright, so I'm going to go and finish this. So I am loving this. And so I got this at the Dollar Tree. It should be there now. It has the bunny on it, so it's for Easter. And then I found this in the Floral Garden section. And I love it because it's texturized. You know, it's just, I don't know what you want to call it, spider webby kind of stuff. So I'm going to put one over the other, and we're going to make a bow. We're going to put one over the other, and again you twist and hold. It's tougher with two, but you just line it up. Make a loop. Twist always towards you. You want it to look the loops approximately same size, and then you just get a little bit bigger with the next loops. Now I like to use all 3 yards to make a really nice bow, and especially for a wreath this size. Now I did put a lot of stems in this. Depending on how full you want it, you could put more greens. I was even going to put pieces of ribbon in it, but we'll do a ribbon wreath another time. And it takes practice. I don't know how else to tell you, but it does take practice. Alright, and then I just take my tie. Should use white, but yeah, I'm going to get a white one. Just going to play with the bow, pull the ends down, and then work it so that the larger loops are towards the back, the smaller little loops are towards the front, and then we will just, you could tie it onto the wreath. So this is the bow, and I did put a little bit more greenery on the side to fill it in, and that's it. I hope you love this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please, if you haven't become a subscriber, I would love for you to join my YouTube family. Please give it a thumbs up, like, share. There's something going on with YouTube, and my channel just doesn't want to grow, and I'm pushing to get at least 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully it will start to gain momentum. But again, thank you so much, and as we always say, keep on creating. And there you go. I love it. And there you go, the final reveal. So stinking cute.